I realized that all these years, I grew as a result of fear of failing in whatever I do. Traveling from Africa to America, the idea is to come here and succeed. Fear is an emotion that creates discomfort. It is what determines our next course of action, whether to respond or to react to a situation. Fear is also a secret ingredient of life. In the workplace, for example, people complain how they hate their jobs, yet they still go to work in order to make a living. Most decisions made in the workplace are driven by fear. Fear of consequences, fear of the unknown, and so forth. Now, the difference is, what kind of fear do we operate on? In other words, a manager who talks to his or her employees in respectful manners does so, knowing that employees in return reciprocate. On the other hand, when respect is not forthcoming, a good manager fears low productivity and underperformance, surfacing as a result of one single act. Eventually, a good manager will seek for a solution by asking questions and conversing with employees to find out why sudden change in attitude. Study shows that U.S. companies lost about $400 billion in occupational-related stress as a result of low productivity, employee turnover, and so forth. So engaging employees in the workplace is very critical because it drives high performance and morale. People marry for fear of living alone and to improve their financial and emotional health. Life will be meaningless without the presence of constructive fear. In other words, good fear pushes us to do well. For example, when we see a runaway child on the street, hopefully we offer help for fear of bad things happening to such a child. As a result of fear of harm, we offer help. Fear has presence in whatever we do in life. The way we process fear in our minds does manifest in our actions. Therefore, understanding that action is interpreted of our thoughts will allow us to re-examine our fears and method to which to respond to them. When we fear rejection from constructive point of view, it drives success. In other words, when a recent graduate said to himself or herself, "If I don't market myself good enough to employers, I will not gain employment," such thought forces a graduate to prepare his or her resume ready for interview. Such preparation indicates constructive fear of rejection. Therefore, rejection reminds us that we are humans. One book I read is called Live to Tell. The lady is called Immaculée from Rwanda. It was back in the 1994 when they had that genocide. The lady was trapped. Back then, the Hutus and the Tutsis, the Hutus decided to wipe out the Tutsis. The population is like 10 million people, and 9 million out of that 10 million are Hutus. So they decided to wipe out the other 1 million. The book suggested that the ladies lived in a Hutus pastor's house, a 3x4 restroom. She was in that restroom for 91 days with the same clothes, hardly eat anything, and the pastor never told his family that there's a Tutsi in their house, because they do. There were a lot of Hutus, about 300 of them, coming in almost every now and then to ransack the whole house. They said, "We know this lady is here. Bring her out so that we can kill that cockroach." That's what they call them, cockroaches. So the fear of dying kept this lady in that 4x3 restroom for 91 days. It is critical to believe in fear's potency. We can believe in destructive or constructive fear. Destructive fear feeds off of self-pity, blame, low self-esteem, and so forth. Constructive fear, on the other hand, feeds off of confidence, optimism, hope, faith, and so forth. Therefore, we should believe that the kind of fear we believe in determines the kind of result we experience.